Nascar can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second spot, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
There might be some rain coming through. We expect rain soon. Rain is close. The session has been declared wet. No sign of this rain stopping. Rain is clearing up. Rain should be gone for now. Nothing but sunshine all day.
Hello and happy time of day from Racers Nexus and Freedom Motorsports Alliance. We're here for some action-packed racing at Richmond Raceway, a 0.75-mile oval here in the Gen 4s. We have a good-looking field here today. Currently qualifying, finishing up here in just a few moments. This track is a fun but challenging track. And you throw in the Gen 4s, you have no idea what you guys are in for. This is one of the older cars on the service, one of the OGs, if you will. I went from, I believe it was Cup, down to Nationwide, Xfinity, whatever you want to call it. And now it is just a gem of a car that leagues like to use. We have a few fast laps on the board in qualifying so far. Once everybody's completed, we'll be able to give you a good rundown of where everybody is. Right now in practice, only a few drivers have broken into the 21 second brackets. Most of them are in the low 22s, 22 zeros to 22 twos. But for the most part, they're all pretty tight on their lap time. So it's going to be a fun time. 100 laps around this oval. We have 20 cars ready to rock and roll. It's going to be an interesting time today. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is David Forch. I am here joined by a Mr. Jordan, who is my wonderful producer today. This is the season opener for Freedom Motorsports Alliance Gen 4s. So this is going to be the moment everybody wants to show off what they've been doing during the off season and what exactly they can do for the rest of the season today. So with that being said, let's talk about the season here. Right now, like I said, we're season opening. June 21st is going to be today, obviously. Next week, June 28th, they're going to be visiting Daytona. An interesting, to me, as an oval driver, an interesting little setup for a schedule. Usually you always see Daytona being the season opener. But these guys said, no, let's start challenging. Let's challenge ourselves. So we go on to Daytona next week, then Legacy Atlanta, Legacy Michigan, and then Watkins Glen. Those are the first 5 out of 12 races. I love to see the legacy appearances. I'm not a fan of legacies. I like being new and up to date and hip and all that kind of stuff, but I love to see a era fitting schedule for what car you're in. So that's going to be a beautiful season. You guys should definitely check it out every Sunday that you can. Looks like qualifying is now done. Cars are getting ready to grid. So we'll go ahead and throw up the starting grid here in row number 1. Starting in on the pole is going to be Ryan Peters in that number 5 Ghost Ride. Good looking schemes out here tonight. Love seeing some of the throwbacks, some of the little customizations to them. In second place is Jacob Wilson. Row number 2, P3 is going to be Jeremy Esselman. P4 is going to be Chase, what is that? Chase Zilla there. Yep. He's going to be on the outside here. Not used to seeing a couple different non-generic names, so it threw me off there. I apologize. Nick Biddy is going to be in P5. P6 is going to be Chess Hamby. Row number 4 in position 7 is Jacob Brown. Position 8 on the outside there will be William Gay. Row number 5 in pit position 9 is Nathan Fuller in that Majors Garage Machine with Brock Morris in P10 on his outside. Row 6 in position 11 is going to be Nigel Steely and Cody Deek in position 12. Position 13 is going to be Zachary Tankersley and Matt Redbank Rocket Mars. Sage Greco in position 15. Jacob L. Williams on the outside in 16th. Paul Wentline in 17th with Mark Ozier in 18th. J.R. Davis in 19th with James the Weapon White on his outside. That is our field. They are getting their tires warmed up, getting communications with their team in order. Lights are off on the pace truck, of course, because we are getting ready to rock and roll here for 100 laps at Richmond Raceway. Very high speed for the size. These guys will be hitting 160 to 180. Maybe a little less. We'll kind of monitor that. It's been a while since I've been at Richmond, but the pace truck is off. Ryan Peters is going to lead the field. Green flag is in the air. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what these drivers have today as they're barreling down into turn number 1. We can see a good jump from Ryan Peters. He's going to be able to secure position 1. Behind him, Jacob Wilson is going to be tucked up behind him. Oh, the driver of the number 5 ride is having an issue. He's back on the track just quick. Oh, we got a spin. The number 51 is around, nose first into the wall. Caution is out early here. We got 3 cars stacked up there. That's going to be the number 888 of James the Weapon White and the number 14 of Jacob Williams. We'll see if we can get a replay going here. As you can see, going into turn number 3, trouble ahead with the 888. He's riding the high side. As coming out of 2, I apologize. There it is. The 51 just gets turned around there. We'll rewind that for you, get a better angle. A little rusty, it's season opener, and we are opening ourselves. The 51 just gets a bump from behind by the number 75. Gets him turned around, nosed into the wall, then nowhere really for the other drivers to go. 14, 888. Just kind of pile it in there, making a little bit of a car sandwich, saying, hey guys, how you doing? Let's recenter ourselves and get going. Drivers involved are coming down onto pit road to go ahead and get some service done. They're going to want to make sure that they get their damaged and fresh tires here. These specialized tires, once you slide them, especially with the tire model that iRacing has, they're kind of not what you want, and the 14 is actually having trouble getting into his stall right now, so that's going to hurt him even more. Fortunately, caution's out, so slower speeds, drivers pacing around 50 miles an hour. Feels like an eternity, even at a slow track like this. You're so used to going full throttle, onto the brakes hard, and then easy does it back up onto full throttle, but it's hard to pace around here. You almost want to fall asleep if you didn't get a good night's rest. After our first short green flag stint, Ryan Peters still holding off into the lead. Jacob Wilson's going to be in second, and then the 03 of Jeremy Eshelman, he's going to be in third. Chase Zilla in fourth, and Nick Biddy is in fifth. So not a lot of changes as far as starting position. Pretty much top 5. They have not changed any positions, but Jacob Brown started in 7th. He gained a position. Nathan Fuller started in 9th. He's currently sitting in 7th. So a couple big movers early on. They were able to kind of maximize the momentum gain and put themselves in a good position. Lights are off on the pace truck. We're going to make one more lap around, and then we're back to green flag racing here at Richmond. Looking through the field, trying to see if there's any paint schemes that stick out. I see a few that are pretty solid, and we'll probably touch base on that later on. But it's good to see, like I said earlier, a couple fictional schemes and then a couple honorable throwbacks. Pace truck is off. Ryan Peters leading the field, catching up to speed now. Green flag is out. Good jump by Ryan Peters. Almost looked as if it could have been a jump start, but no black flag yet. Jacob Wilson and Ryan Peters have no contest from behind, but the number 26 is stuck battling with the 03. They're going 2 by 2 there into turn number 3. Looks like the number 03 of Jeremy Eshelman is going to make something happen there. He's able to secure P3. That number 26 rider, Chase Zilla, is stuck on that outside, and that's not where you want to be. That's going to be hurting your tires a little bit more than what you want early on. If you get a green flag run, you want to preserve them the best that you can. But that 05 is doing a good job of making moves around that number 26. As we look at the number 13 real fast. Ooh, a little bit of a scary moment there. Or I'm sorry, that's going to be the 23, I believe. No, honestly, I can't see what those numbers are. So we're just going to go ahead and focus on what you see instead of what I'm looking for here. The number 15, got it. Sorry, trying to follow the action on my binoculars while watching what you guys are watching. Sometimes makes it a little bit difficult the way that we have to do it. But yeah, that number 15 right there, he's doing pretty good back in 11th. No competition going on. Looking at the number 2 ride there. Even though it says the number 3 on his door, which is going to throw me off all race long, I'm not going to lie to you. But he's currently sitting in 8th. That's Zach Uncle Tankersley. He's doing a pretty good job at kind of finding his rhythm. He started in 13th, so he's been able to make up some positions. Kind of now riding the rhythm, kind of preserving his tires, trying not to run too much of his tires out, maybe save a little bit of fuel. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on the pit cycle, see what they have set up for that. But looking at position 3 here, the number 03 of Jeremy Ushelman, he's been able to kind of funnel in all right. He's not really in contention immediately to make a move on Jacob Wilson for P2. But looking at the lap times, he's close. He's actually running 0.01 faster than P2. So he might be able to make a move in a few laps there. Looking back through the field now. Car into the wall there, but no, nothing too bad. 829 is making a move, but the number 3 is looking to make another dash back into position as he's on the inside of that 829 ride. Can't quite make anything happen there. Opts to kind of follow back in line. Cody Deek in the 829, holding off Paul Wentline there. But right behind him, the number 75 is wanting to make a move. He's looking on the inside. They're now 2 wide going into turn number 1. 75 is going to build that momentum on entry, a little bit less braking, but he's going to secure that position. Wentline's on a track backwards, though. He was P14 that last lap. He's now in 17th. So that's not exactly what he wants to see happen there. Or no, wait a minute. Oh. A lot of things happening here today. William Gain, the number 75, is actually not battling for position. He's actually 3 laps down right now. So he's actually on the track to try and get his lap back. So that would explain the position differences there. Wentline's actually in 14th position, so I apologize for that. Looking at the battle up front there. These guys, I'm actually noticing a problem. Most of these guys don't have matching numbers on their cars to what iRacing is registering them as, so it's going to be a little confusing for me out here. I apologize. We're actually looking at the number 13 of Nick Biddy, who to me shows as the number 1 ride. On your screen, he's going to be the red 13 car. So if I mixed that up, I apologize. That's going to be on me. But he's got some competition from the 05 of Brock Morris. Brock Morris is trying to make things happen on that inside line, but he just can't quite get his car to rotate the way he would want it to keep that momentum. He's kind of got to get on the brakes a little bit harder, which allows the number 13 of Nick Biddy to roll through the corner and just kind of take away the door. Ryan Peters, our race leader, he's currently 2 seconds ahead of Jacob Wilson in that number 1. So Peters really making quick work of the field. He's making sure he can maximize as much space as possible. That way, if we do get green flag, oh, we got trouble. Oh, a big crash in the back straight away there. That's going to be Nathan Fuller in the number 132 ride and that number 13 of Nick Biddy. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get that spooled back for you so we can see what happened there. But it was a hard hit for Biddy. Going to turn 1, you can see the 05 close to his back bumper. A little bit of a late throttle up on the 13. The 05 not expecting it, sends him head on into the wall. Nowhere to go for that number 132 ride, and a hard impact for both of them. Nick Biddy with some extensive front end damage. Both tires on the front are turning right while he's going straight, so that's not what we want to see. We're going to take a look at it. You can see the 13 up into the wall, nowhere for him to go, no time to react, and a hard impact, losing his hood immediately. That's going to be a lot of time on pit road. Looking at the field here, looks like we got a couple leaders coming down pit road. We got Ryan Peters there in the number 5, Jacob Wilson in the number 1, Chase Zilla in the number 26. 132, of course, is on pit road. The 829 came down for some service. The 829 currently 14th, being ruled by iRacing. So tough luck for some of these drivers. Pace cars coming out of 4. So Nathan Fuller and Nick Biddy are going to go down multiple laps while they get their car repaired. Looks like no fast repair for them. So their night might be very extensively ruined. Love to see some of these schemes. If we can take a look at the number 26 of Chase Zilla. His scheme is rocking. I'm a huge fan of Dr. Pepper. No, I know not a lot of people are. I tried to kick soda out of my life, but I'm going to tell you right now, Dr. Pepper is one of those drinks that I just can't seem to shake. And, you know, honorable mention, the number 1 ride of Jacob Wilson, that Interstate Battery. I grew up in a Jeff Gordon household, and I loved me some Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart, and that was a huge force of friction in the family because I absolutely did not care. Always loved to see both the Interstate Batteries and the Home Depot ride out there, and I love seeing the throwback schemes because, you know, you see the next gens, they're all different now, you know, they're all modernized, which is great. I love seeing the numbers up forward and having the bigger real estate. I was actually talking to my producer about that as a painter. I'm not a painter, but I love to see it when I have paint schemes maximizing the real estate for the sponsors who support you or who you just love. Pace car, well, pace truck lights are off. They're doubled up. They're bumper to bumper. They're ready to rock and roll. The 03 of Jeremy Eshelman, he's going to lead the field to the restart zone. Green flag is out. A good jump by Jeremy Eshelman, but he's not going to have enough momentum to hold off the 05 of Brock Morris. Brock Morris really giving it his all on the outside line for the lead. Got a 3-wide battle going on back there. Right in the middle of it is the number 1. I was just talking about him. The number 117 on the inside. They're now 2 wide. So they're able to make it work. But 3 wide behind them. The 829 is on the outside of the 26 with the 8 on the outside. Close quarters combat here going into turn number 1. 4 wide. Now 3 wide. The number 8 sideways. Caution is out. Not enough room for everybody to dance. A couple toes were stepped on here, and the number 8 looks like he got out of it without maximum damage, so that's good for him. Let's take a look at it here coming out of turn number 4. 8 all the way up against the wall. These guys 3 wide, 4 wide for a very brief moment. Good job by the 26 to back out of it, but no room for the 8, and I believe that's a 317 there. 317 just gives a quick hip check to the 8, spins him sideways and backed into the wall. That's unfortunate for the number 8, but the good news is minimal damage. He's going to be able to maybe stay out, preserve some tires over the wall, or even come in and take care of those slide tires and replace them for some freshers. It looks like the number 8 is going to come down and opt for some fresh Goodyears, so good choice on that. After sliding these tires, it's very difficult to be able to make up ground. You got to let them cool down quite a bit and hope that the flat spots on them aren't too extensive. You know, it's amazing how quick these specialized tires wear down. Our current standings under this caution flag, lap 28 out of 100, so laps are winding down pretty quickly, even with the cautions being in the mix. We got Brock Morrison, that number 05, our current race leader. And on his outside, even though it does say the number 3, that is the number 2 of Zach Uncle Tank Tankersley. In third, in that beautiful number 17 is Sage Greco, and that's one of the schemes that I was going to call out, seeing a nice Matt Kenseth, I believe it is, throwback, a Dewalt, a nice yellow and black Dewalt scheme. Those were some of the nicest and most eye-catching schemes you used to see back in the day if you'd ever tune into NASCAR. But behind him in 4th position is Matt Mars in that number 34. That's a mellow yellow scheme, and that is very on brand for them. Running out the top 5 is going to be Jacob Brown in the number 15, who shows the number 13 on his scheme. The Matco Tools Chevrolet. Nice little unique design to it. Not sure if that's a throwback or not, but I'm digging it. I like the colors, and it definitely catches your eye. Lights are off on the pace truck. We are getting ready to go. All the drivers are doubled up. They are bumper to bumper. Some of them warming their tires up, getting some of the simulated crud off their tires. Brock Morris in the number 05 is going to lead the field. Pace truck is off. They're coming into the restart area. Green flag is out. What a jump by Brock Morris. That's going to open the door for the number 17 of Sage Greco to try and secure that second position. They're too wide going into turn number 1. Not able to make it happen just yet. They're going to battle down. And we got a caution. Yellow flag is out here once again. The 888 is backwards there in the corner, and that is not what you want to see if you're on that James the Weapon White team. Ooh, this is going to be an interesting replay to watch here as you see them coming through the tri-oval there. Coming into turn number 1, you see it, he kind of just misses his corner, front end loses grip, and he just comes up and gets tapped from behind, sends him around in extensive damage to that 888. So that's not what you want to see. But another problem is, though, if you're the driver that got into him, and it looks like that's going to be, let's see here, the 117 machine of Mark Ozier, that's a hard hit to your nose. You know, that doesn't look too bad, but things, oh, looks like we had some trouble actually happening going into the corner. Yeah, the number 317 and the number 26, they actually got into it. I don't know if we can get a replay of that, but the 26 came down straight into the number 317, and the 317 went down in the inside wall and hit it pretty hard on his left front. Extensive tire damage there, suspension damage. Looked like his camber is all out of whack. His toe might be hurt. But yeah, that's not good news. And I don't even know how to explain that incident happening, if I'm honest with you. That was, I don't know, maybe the flag popping up distracted a driver. I don't know, but that would make me upset as a driver. I'm just throwing it out there. See if we can get it going here. We're looking at the 317 now. He's got the number 26 on his outside there. Just giving it a moment to catch up. That's Chase Zellin, the 26. Yeah, see right there. 26 comes down and just catches a 317 on the right side and upsets the balance of the car, and in the process of trying to save it, it just shoots straight down the track. So good job by the producer to get a good shot of that happening. Definitely not what you want to see if you're a fan or on that race team, but lap 34 out of 100 here. We might be able to see some of these drivers who are getting caught up in some of these incidences come back and answer, but the only way to find out is to hang out here on Racer Nexus and watch these drivers go at it in the Freedom Motorsports Alliance League. Lights are off on the pace truck. We got Brock Morris in the number 05 as our race leader still, but we had some moves happening on that restart. The number 17 of Sage Greco now on the outside in that number 17. He had a really good start, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can answer the jumps that Brock has had so far. Then obviously we got Zachary Tankersley in third, and the pace truck's off. Green flag is out. Good jump by Brock Morris once again. No answer by the number 17, but he's going to be keeping his eyes open. 3 wide in the back. We got trouble. Number 1 is sliding. Number 5 is going to dodge. Good job by everybody there. No caution out yet. The 5 was able to protect his ride, and the 26 was able to do an amazing job at dodging it as well. Good job by them to slow it down. Everybody up to the top 8 is single file. We're looking at the 888 now. He's on the outside of the number 26, all the way up to the wall. Not a good line to take, but you know, it's going to build a little bit of momentum, but not enough, as the 03 is now looking to the inside of the 888. No contest there. They're now funneling single wide, but the 117 is looking to try and make a move. We're looking now up towards the top 5 there. The number 15 of Jacob Brown has the number 829 of Cody Deek trying to answer to him. Not able to get it done. Too wide battle there as we're looking at the number 8 and the number 3 going into turn number 1. Oh, right up on the back bumper goes the number 1 to the number 3. Good job by everybody to make it through the corner now, running down the back straightaway. These guys are running about 140 miles an hour before they have to slow down to 90 to 100 miles an hour. So a lot of brake usage here today. Easy enough to mistime it if you're not paying attention to the driver ahead of you. The number 5 now battling on the inside of the number 1. Can't quite make it happen there. 1's going to have the momentum off, but the 5 is not taking no for an answer. You see him diving it in. A little bit of a slide up. The number 1 answered really good. Good observational skills from inside. There's trouble right in front of him. Oh, nowhere for them to go. The number 1 did a great job at slowing down. That was almost a huge crash and a huge deal. Oh, I guess the 1 didn't get a really good job. He did make impact on the back of the number 3. So let's take a look at what happened here. Running down the back straightaway, you can see the 5 making a move there, but that's not where the trouble starts. Look ahead. The 8 gets momentum off and just gets into the back of, I believe that's going to be the 829, yeah, and just sends them around, and they're all on acceleration there, so nowhere for them to go. The 3 gets collected. The number 1 gets collected. Good job by everybody else to funnel through the chaos there. But that's not what you want to see as we take another look with the number 829, where we'll see him come into the corner there. You can see the 8 has better momentum into the corner and then off rotation. Just gets a lot closer than he thought, and just trouble for everybody. Nowhere for the 3 to go. Gets right into the back of the 8, sends him up the track. The number 1 nowhere to go, sends it into the back of the number 3. Multiple cars catching air, but that's tough. That's going to be extensive damage for these drivers. We got a lot of drivers on pit road. Number 17, 34, number 2, 05, and the 15. All of them came down. A couple other drivers I might have missed also came down, but that's going to funnel the lead to Jacob Wilson in that number 1 interstate ride. So that Chevy looking good and in a good position as we're on lap 43 out of 100. We are approaching halfway to go, and honestly, not a lot of green flag runs here. A lot of mistakes early on. Usually that can set 2 type of trends. We could either be looking at a clean finish or even more cautions. And it's a season opener. Everybody's eager to go. This will cement a good momentum run for these drivers. So a lot of them are really eager to show off their guns and get out there and score some top points. That way they can just start building a cushion rather than having to catch up to one. I'm going to come around to the start finish line where I presume we're going to see those lights come off on that pace truck. Drivers are going to start doubling up. Currently, our top 5 is Jacob Wilson, Ryan Peters, Chase Zilla, Jeremy Eschelman, and Mark Ozier. That's going to be our top 5. 5 drivers eager to show what they can do. They've all been fast. They've all been strong. A couple of them been caught up in a few incidences. I think we're going to see some interesting action from these guys once they build a rhythm. And that's going to be the most important thing to do, is build that rhythm and find your groove and just take care of your tires, take care of your race car. Lights are off, doubled up. Drivers warming their tires up, getting some of that virtual crud off of it. Jacob Wilson in the number 1 Interstate Chevrolet will be leading the field. Here we go. Truck is off. Drivers are on the throttle. Green flag is out. Trouble already. Number 5 did not go. Oh, a huge bunch up there. Everybody. Oh, one car lost their bumper. That's going to be a crazy different car for that 117 there. He's not going to know how to drive because that's going to take away all the front downforce, and his front tires are going to lose a lot of grip. But good job by everybody not to bring out another caution. We see a couple cars too wide there. For position 4, that is, Ryan Peters in the number 5. He didn't go but he seems to be able to recover a little bit. He's got the 0.5 on his inside. We're looking at the 0.3 and the number 2, too wide. Now the 17 on the inside of the 0.3 machine. Not quite able to get away from everybody. That number 117 that's missing. Oh, 3 wide. Ooh, close call there. Good job by everybody to get off the corner. That made me clench, and I'm not even in a driver's seat right now. These drivers really giving their all to try to make things happen. That number 117, without that front bumper, he's at a huge disadvantage, not just grip-wise, but aerodynamically. Now, this ain't a super speedway. Aerodynamics is not the most important if you got a dent here and there. But right now, for that number 117, he's got a brick wall on the front of his car. That thing is just a flat surface smacking against the air. So he's definitely feeling it now. As you see, we got a pretty good breakaway. Top 6 is breaking away from the rest of the field. But in front of that breakaway is position 1 and 2. They are a good distance away. As you can see, we take a quick look at the 1 and the 26 there. A little bit of competition from the 0.5, but he's got some ground to make up. But now we got a battle for 5th. Sage Greco in the number 17 is on the inside of the number 2 with the number 5 stuck in front of them. These guys are going to be making some things happen here. As you see, the 17 opting to be on the faster preferred line of the inside, stuck to the back bumper of the number 5. The number 2, though, Zachary Tankersley, he's doing a really good job at holding off on the outside. But again, going back to it, that's hurting the number 2's tires. Being up on the higher side burns them off a little bit more. You got to be a little bit more aggressive with your inputs, so you're on the throttle a little bit more. And he's able to make it happen, but then he slides up the track, opening the door for the number 5 once again. Coming in the tri-oval, though, the number 2 was able to build that momentum back up in a good, quick, and a hurry. So he's holding off strong, trying to outbrake these drivers on the inside line, which is going to wear on that right side even more. And then getting up on the throttle, if you're loose, you're going to have your rear tires burning up. So not a good position to be in, but he's able to make it work. As you can see, the number 2 is leaving them behind little by little. That number 2, but painted to be number 3 ride, is on his way back up as we look at the number 17 trying to make his way around the number 5 of Ryan Peters. That Greco is doing a solid job on that outside line. Every corner he's able to make a couple feet up, and they add up quick at 140 miles an hour. As you see, pass complete. Ryan Peters is now back to 6th. Sage Greco in 5th position. Looking up, we got a battle going on for P2. Brock Morrison, the number 05, and Chase Zilla in the number 26. They're battling side by side through 3 and 4. Coming out tri-oval, not able to make anything happen for either driver. They're still stuck side by side. Going into turn number 1, the 05 was able to outbrake on that one. That one was a good job. 26 braking a little bit more possibly. Allows them to single file it out, but now the 05 is in 2nd position and feeling comfortable as Chase Zilla now has the number 2 and the number 17 right up on the back bumper. The 17 gets a little bit of a wobble, lost a little bit of ground, but nothing too crazy. No harm, no foul there, as the number 2, painted to be number 3, is on the inside of the number 26. That is a great looking setup going on. Nice little single file action going on. Sorry about that, my friends. Just a quick little pause. We got a battle going on. The number 17 now back trying to make a move on the number 2. They're going double file into the turn 1 there. Hard breaker for the 17. They got the 26 there too, so that's going to be a benefit for the number 2 on the outside. If that 26 slows up, the 17 is not going to have anywhere to go. He's going to have to kind of check up and sacrifice a little bit of track position, but it's not too big of a worry right now. They're going back single file. They have to regroup. The number 17 stuck to the back bumper of the 26 with the number 2 right there with them. We got a battle for the lead though. Jacob Wilson under fire by Brock Morris. They're side by side. Yellow flag is out. So that's going to save. That is going to save Jacob Wilson. The number 34 of Matt Mars. He got turned around there coming out of the corner. We're going to go ahead and queue up that replay for you guys. So going into turn number 1 here. Coming out of turn number 2, he just gets on the throttle a little too hard and loses back traction and sends him to the inside wall. Hard impact. So that's not going to be a good time for him. Fortunately, hit it pretty flush. He might be okay, but that's good news for the number 117 of Mark Ozier. He's going to be able to come down and try to bribe his team to duct tape a new front bumper onto that ride so he can get some downforce back to it. Pit stops have happened. That's going to funnel the number 05 of Brock Morris to the lead. He was trying to make a move there at the start, or right as the caution came out. So he's obviously got a fast car. We're going to be keeping an eye on him. But now he's going to be out there sitting in the lead, ready to go take the field out. And if he can maximize that jump once again, he's going to be good. He's been doing a really stellar job at it, so he's right where he's comfortable. He's not going to really have a lot of competition when the green flag flies, but it's just a matter of time before he either burns his tires or the other drivers just happen to find a better rhythm. Number 34, you can see him back out on the track. He looks good. His car doesn't look too bad. Wheels kind of look where they need to be, so we should be keeping our eyes out for him. Sage Greco in the number 17 is going to be in second. Zachary Tankersley is going to be in third. Jacob Brown in fourth. And Jacob Wilson in fifth. Jacob was stuck in the battle when the caution came out, so I'm sure he's eager and ready to go. He's going to be on fresh tires, so he might have an advantage here over some of these other drivers who opted to stay out. Lights are off on the pace truck. They are doubling up now. They are getting ready to rock and roll, scrubbing some of that crud off their tires, getting some temperature into them. These guys are ready to go. We're going to want to keep an eye a little bit back there out of the top 5. The number 5 ride had trouble last start. The last restart, he did not go when everyone else did. Truck is off. Here we go. Green flag is out. The 05 gets a really good jump. 5 gets going this time by, so no problems there. Brock Morris just absolutely dominating. 3 wide going into turn number 1. The number 5 and the 829. They're able to funnel. Nope, they're 3 wide again. The number 15, 829, and the 5 were 3 wide through the corner. They're funneling back double file into turn number 3 here. 15 almost into the number 1, but they're able to keep it clean. And so we are still green. Coming to the tri-oval now. Looks like the top 3 are doing okay. Oh, trouble for the number 34. Hard into that outside wall. No caution yet, but he does stop on the banking around the apron there, but no caution comes out. We're going to take a look here if we can find it and see what happened. Ooh, trouble there. 829 goes around. Caution is out. So let's take a look here. The number 1 on the inside of the 829 going into the corner. Nice and even there, but looks like the car behind thinks he's clear, makes a little bit of contact, upsets the 829, and then just sends him around and around. Good job locking it up. Good job by all the other drivers of not getting collected into that. And I did take a look into the replay here on my end of it. I spooled it up old-fashioned way and found out that the number 34 just lost back traction coming out of the corner, overcorrected, and just straight into the wall. Relatively anticlimactic, extensive damage. His day will be done. Lap 69 out of 100, so we are past halfway here. Coming into the three-quarter mark of the race. These drivers have been putting on one heck of a show, that is for sure. A lot of action, a lot of moves, some of them ending badly for a lot of the drivers, but that's a product of racing, especially what would be considered a short track race. Richmond's a difficult track by itself, one of my favorite to run on. I love the super late models here. They're absolutely a blast. Lights are still on, so we're going to make at least one more run around before we get them double filed. Brock Morris in the 05 is going to be our race leader. Sage Greco in the number 17 is going to be in second. Zachary Tankersley in the number 2, painted to be in the number 3. He's going to be in third place. Ryan Peters in the number 5 is in fourth. Jacob Wilson in fifth. William Gay, Jacob Brown, Jeremy Eshelman, Chess Hamby, and Mark Ozier is going to be the top 10. Chase Zilla's got a fast ride. He's back there in 12th position. He might be trying to make a couple moves happen, try to get back up towards the front portion of the field. If you're anywhere from P10 forward, you're feeling pretty good with yourself. You feel like you might have a system, a rhythm, a strategy. But if you're anywhere back past 11th, all the way to 20th, you're not sure what you're going to do. I mean, we only have 13 cars on the lead lap here. Cody Deek in the 829 is only one lap down. He's going to get his lap back. I believe it was the 8. Steely, he was the lucky dog. So he's now back in contention for positions. Pace lights are off. That truck is ready to rock and roll down pit road. That way these drivers can get back to some door-to-door action. Brock Morris been able to get a good jump every restart here today, and he's had a lot to get practiced on. There he goes. Green flag is out. The 05 gets one heck of a jump. He's going to create a good buffer between him and the number 17. The 17 and the number 2 are going to look to see what they can do. But the number 2 is under fire by the number 5. The 5 on the inside there with a really good momentum through that corner. The number 2 is able to build that momentum on the outside, so he was able to hold on to it. But he can't hold it for long. The number 5, oh, trouble for the number 3. He gets a little bit of a wiggle. Good save there. No big deal for him. Losing track position. So now the number 1 on the inside of the number 2. They almost touch, but they're able to keep it clean off each other. They're going down to number 3. That number 75 of William Gay's coming into the picture. He just kind of popped in out of nowhere. He's like, guys, battle it out. Let me find a lane I want to be in, and whoever's faster, I'm just going to follow them through. And looks like he's opting for the number 1 there on the inside line. That is the preferred line, easy enough to get rotation. Number 3's into the wall with a couple cars behind him. That's going to hurt the number 2, painted it to be the number 3. He lost a few positions. He now has the number 51 of Chess Hamby battling on the inside. Can Chess Hamby make it happen, or is the number 2, painted to be the number 3, able to recover? No, he is not. He's now under fire from more. The 03 is looking to his inside now. That's just one after another for Zach Uncle Tank Tankersley. Everybody else ahead of him is single file. The number 2 to be number 3 almost just got into number 03 through the tri-oval, but they're able to keep it clean, so we are still green. Coming into the back straightaway, that number 2 ride of Tankersley is not just signing off. He's doing everything he can to try and salvage. I'm almost suspecting wheel damage as I saw a car into the wall, but able to recover. I think it was the number 51 at Chess Hamby. He got into the wall pretty hard there, but he's holding on okay. Just backwards momentum for Tankersley. He just continuously goes back and back and back as he's now in position 8. He has Jacob Brown on his back bumper for position, and then behind him, Cody Deek in the 829, who is not on the lead lap. He is a lap down, so he's trying to just keep a clean race, make sure he's not included in any of the chaos, as he is the lucky dog recipient if he doesn't stop or get damaged. You can see him now looking on the inside of the number 15. who shows as the 13 by livery. He's going to give him nice ample room. So far, so good. Looking through the field, we do not have a lot of action going on. We do have the number 5 looking to try to make a move on the inside of number 17. He's able to get it done. The 17 tries to cross over, has to brake check a little bit, not to hit the back bumper of the 5, so not able to really cross back over and make a move. He's going to have to fall in line and build that momentum back up on that low side there. As you see, the number 1 is wanting to make a move now on the 17. Not able to make it happen just yet, but he's going to take every corner to try to make something happen. Just under 20 laps to go here at Richmond for the season opener for Freedom Motorsports Alliance. These drivers are really going to be stepping up on their aggression. We've seen a lot of it early on, but these drivers who want to make things happen know that now is the go time. Brock Morris is still our race leader in that number 05. He is up to a half a second lead off of Brian Peters in the number 5. He's really hungry to get up there in that ghost car. He's going to come in like a ghost, I think. We're going to see him slowly but surely start eating away at that lead. Looking back, top 3. They are bumper to bumper with a little bit of space between them. The number 1 of Jacob Wilson is stuck up high with that number 75 of William Gay. He keeps looking to his inside. So Jacob Wilson cannot get comfortable because every time he tries to find a line, a rhythm, that number 75 pokes his nose to the inside as you see him losing a lot of momentum on the exit. But coming into the corner, that 75 able to get his nose into the door, but just can't quite make it happen. That number 1 is really strong there on that second lane. Brock Morris now has competition. The number 5 is right there. They are getting ready to battle here in the next few laps as we watch the number 1 still making momentum on the number 17. Even by using that second lane there, he's able to close in a little by little, but the rotation that the 17 has of Greco, he's able to just kind of get a move. As we see there, a lap car almost coming into the way, but good job by everybody to get around. We got a battle for 5th here. Ches Hamby and William Gay are just trading position as, the 51 in the wall getting wiggly. Contact, but no caution. They are side by side going through the corner there. Coming into 3, coming out of 4. Who's going to have it? These drivers really going hard at it as we're on lap 88 out of 100 now. Coming to 10 to go here. These drivers know now is the time to make a move. We do have the 317 a lap down there, multiple laps down rather. 10 laps down. He's getting passed by everybody. So far, 1 and 2, position 1 and 2, they are a couple car lengths apart. 3 and 4, a couple car lengths apart, but 5, 6, and 7, these drivers are really close. They're really wanting to make something happen. The 03 of Jeremy Eshelman is looking at the back bumper of William Gay. William Gay looking at the back bumper of Ches Hamby. These drivers are going to be stepping it up if they have the tires left underneath them. The number 2 is currently looking in his mirror as the number 15 of Jacob Brown. He's looking to try to get by Zach Tankerly in that number 2. Really aggressive corner exit by the number 15, but able to make it work okay. These brakes are hot and they are glowing. These drivers are hard on it, trying their best to make something happen here in the closing laps as we are on lap 92 out of 100, so just about 8 laps to go. Looking through the field, we do have the number 03 of Jeremy Eshelman looking to the outside of the number 75 for position 6. They're side by side going into turn number 1. That 03 of Eshelman, he's working the outside line to make this pass happen. He's doing what he can to try to get by the 75 of Gay to just close that gap, because these drivers are currently 3 seconds off the leader. So they really need to make up some ground or hope for a late race caution. That way they can get it done to possibly be in contention for the lead. Still not a battle going on for the lead. Brock Moore still leading out strong. The gap has been consistently 0.2 to 0.3 between them. So not quite up to full temperature for these two drivers. Not sure if Ryan Peters is saving some tires or if he's given all that he can right now. That number 03 was able to make that pass happen with the number 75. So he's now sitting in position 6. He's setting his eyes forward. The 05 you saw there, he had a little wobble coming out of the corner, but didn't lose a lot of ground. So he's really driving aggressively out there, hard on the throttle, trying his best to secure the race win tonight. Just taking a moment here to rest my voice, because this is going to be a finish as we are at 4 laps to go, coming to 3 laps to go. Most of the field is spread out evenly. Biggest contender is going to be, honestly, this is the most organized field I've seen all day. These guys are almost literally evenly spaced out, as the only side-by-side action are cars that are laps down. So we're going to kind of take a look and watch the leader here as we are 2 laps to go. He's worked his way up to almost a second lead off of Ryan Peters. So Ryan Peters, I don't think he has tires left to make a run for the race lead. But none of these drivers are quitting just yet. We're coming around for 1 lap to go here at Richmond Raceway. We did have a quick attempt at a battle, but nothing able to be done here as we are white flag coming around to the checkered flag. Brock Morris in the number 05 Fago Chevrolet. He's powering it up now, coming out of the turn number 4 into the triumphal. Checkered flags in the air. He slides it for victory. Congratulations, Brock Morris. He's going to be our race winner today. Ryan Peters, solid job coming in a second. Jacob Wilson in the number 1 is going to round out our top 3. We'll take a look at the race results here in a moment and go through the rest of the field. What a show today by the Freedom Motorsport Alliance League. These guys do quite a different things here on iRacing. Good racing by everybody. Hit and miss on the caution count, but I'll tell you right now, like I mentioned earlier, that sets up a trend, and it's a 50-50. It's the way you want it to be or the way you don't want it to be. And ladies and gentlemen, these drivers made it the way you want it to be. They were able to have a good green flag run to finish it up. So a well-earned finish for Brock Morris in the number 05. All right, we'll be right back with our race results. Hang out, hang tight. We'll be having some interviews as well, I believe.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back, race fans. Hope you guys enjoyed the showing today. It has been an absolute blast for me up in the booth. Let's take a look at our race results. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in first place we have Brock Morris. He had a stellar night all night. He was able to make things happen on every single restart we had that he was in the lead, and he was able to make moves early on. We got Ryan Peters in the number 5, coming in second place, with Jacob Wilson in the number 1, rounding out our podium in third. Got Sage Greco in 4th, Chase Hamby in 5th, Jeremy Eshelman in 6th, William Gay in 7th, Jacob Brown in 9th, Zachary Tankersley in 9th place. Sorry about that. Jacob Brown in 8th, Zachary Tankersley in 9th, Nigel Steele rounding out our top 10. And then you can see them down below, our honorable mentions there. They will alternate. What I will do is go through and give props to our hard charger. That'll be the number 17 of Sage Greco. He was able to overcome diversity today and secure 11 positions on the board. So solid job by him. Brock Morris, obviously a stellar job today. He was able to lead 58 laps. Sage Greco, our hard charger, he was able to run the fastest lap of the whole field for the whole day. So 21.870, that is a solid lap. Like I was saying earlier, only a few drivers were able to break it into the 21-second bracket, and doing so during the race is impressive. We had 4 different lead changes for 4 different leaders. Trying to take a look. I don't think we have the statistics for how many cautions, but we had a lot of cautions here today at Richmond Raceway. But you know what? No harm, no foul at a short track. You know it's going to happen. We're going to take a quick moment to look around our room here. And here comes Jacob Wilson, the driver of the number 1 Interstate Batteries Chevrolet. Jacob, it is David up in the booth. You got a copy, my friend.
Yeah, I got you guys. How are y'all?
Fantastic. That was an absolute showing by everybody out there today. You yourself, you had to overcome a couple differences out there. A few times you were in the mix of things, but you were able to come back for a solid 3rd place finish. How does that rank up with your mentality going into the race today? Did you think you'd be in the podium? How did you think it was going to go?
Yeah, we were pretty solid in practice, and every time I've come out in this car, I've had pretty good races. So I kind of figured I'd be in the top 5 at least tonight. I didn't think I probably had anything for Brock or Sage or Ryan, but we did what we could do. I only took 2 tires each time just because I was trending tight, and so I don't know, that may have hurt us a little bit in that last run, but overall I'll take it. It was a good clean race, at least at the front. I did get a little loose and have to save the car there. I don't know if y'all got that on the broadcast or not, but that was a little sketchy. I really thought our race was over right there, but I held on to it. Didn't get any damage or anything from that, and we also had a close call when they stacked up off of 4. I actually had somebody go up over my hood, but somehow I didn't get any damage from that. So got some lucky breaks tonight for sure.
No, absolutely, definitely solid effort, and yeah, we saw that car. I like to think that it was just a nice little friendly differential check, you know, making sure everything's good on his back end for him, and just, you know, showing some fellow racer love. But solid effort. You kind of answered everything that I had up here, my friend. Do you have anyone you'd like to give a shout out to, a thank you to, or see you next week or anything like that?
Yeah, I got to thank all my sponsors. Usually I'm running a car that's got all of our team sponsors, but my new paint was not ready for tonight. But I got to thank Victor Fuel, the No Names, Floors by Dennis, T-Parm Transportation, and all my guys at Revved Up Racing. Brock is one of my teammates, but we always are trying to do our best, and we usually end up front. So I just got to thank all those guys for all their help. All my family and friends that tune in to these each week, and all my other sponsors that help me with my go-karting and also my iRacing. So I just got to thank all those folks for all their support.
Beautiful. Well, I appreciate your time. Congratulations on finishing 3rd here at Richmond. Are you looking forward to Daytona, I must ask?
Yeah, I'm what, you know, Brock calls me a super speedway ringer, so always looking to win when we get to a super speedway. So
awesome. Well, go enjoy your podium finish. We will see you here next week at Daytona.
All right, thanks guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go see if we can grab Ryan Peters by the collar and pull him aside from his team, from his family, and see if maybe we can get his insight from today's race. Ryan Peters, driver number 5, you got a copy, my friend.
Yeah, I'm here. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Appreciate you taking some time away from celebrating your 2nd place finish. You were no stranger to struggle today. You had quite a few things happening around you. How did the finish match your expectations going in?
Well, getting the pole was nice. I knew it was going to be probably between me and Brock, and it was real slippery on qualifying. Had clean air there and led early, and then strategy became the thing. Had a lot more cautions than I'm normally used to, but then once you get back there driving with other guys, due to the strategy, it felt like I couldn't run a clean lap after running the first 20 with no issues at all. Just found ourselves able to get in a good spot there at the end. Had clean drivers like Sage. I know Zach Tankersley gave me some space. Got a little bit loose off the turn there. To just driving with guys you're familiar with, and at the end of the day, Brock's the class of the field. He got the dub.
Heck yeah, my friend. Are you looking forward to next week at Daytona?
That's kind of a loaded question. Am I looking forward to turning left? Yes. Am I looking forward to super speedway racing on an old asphalt surface? Time will tell. I'm looking forward to being alive the final 3 laps. If I can do that, that's typically a success. A lot of it's out of your hands. So overall, yes, I'm looking forward to it, but it also brings its own set of challenges that a lot of times you can't do anything about.
Absolutely. What could you have done differently today out there on the track to catch up to Brock Morris? I noticed you were really closing in there for a few laps, and then it just kind of plateaued. And then he just, I don't know if he found a different gear or if you maybe burned up your tires, but he just started just waving at you and saying, see ya.
Yeah, I mean, Brock and I battled a lot. I mean, we were teammates the last season in Next Gen. We found ourselves in this 1-2 position quite a bit. He's overall better skilled than me, so I just think that just played in effect tonight. I should have done better with 6 or 7 lap better tires, but I think just having the clean air got his nose down a little bit more. It's kind of like what I felt whenever I was up front, and I just couldn't enter the turns as clean as he did. So I guess the only thing I could have done was paid somebody to wreck him or drive to Michigan and unplug his computer. That's probably about it.
Well, maybe later in the championship run, you might have to consider doing that. Well, Ryan, I appreciate you. Thank you for your time. I'll let you get back to celebrating your podium finish.
Yeah, thank you guys. Happy Father's Day to everybody, and God bless.
Absolutely. Thank you, my friend. All right, we're going to let Ryan go enjoy his second place finish, and we're going to kind of run around and see where Brock Morris has decided to celebrate his race win. So we're going to go grab him, throw him into a seat, give him a microphone, and we'll get him here. All right, we were able to grab Brock Morris. That was a stellar run all evening long. Every restart, you just maximized, and then you just kept executing. How did you feel going into the race today, and did it match what you thought would happen?
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I felt pretty good. Wasn't super sure going in, new car. Historically, Richmond has not been super great for me, so wasn't 100% sure, but I felt like long run I would be okay. Messed it up in qualifying, so I had some work to do, but yeah, I just really got confidence in the car as the runs went, and really, I don't know, maybe overdrove it at times. So, but yeah, super excited about the result, and overall very happy with the evening.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, you qualified in 10th, so you definitely had a lot of ground to make up. Now, obviously, you weren't super excited about Richmond being, the track record you've had with it. Well, when you saw P10 on the board, I mean, did you expect this at all? Did you kind of just go, okay, I'm gonna try to be at least top 5, or what was the mentality, and how did it feel to see a midfield qualifying effort?
Yeah, I just kind of got wicked loose on my first qualifying lap coming to the second, so it was like kind of over from the get-go there, but I really felt like from practice I had some speed, so my goal was in the first run up until the first caution, just try to get as many positions picked off as I could. Unfortunately had an incident in there too, which I'm not sure if that was my fault or not, probably was, but apologies for that. But yeah, I felt like if I could get some open air, my long run pace would be pretty good. So that was the goal, and got there and ended up just capitalizing on it.
Yeah, capitalizing you indeed did do. Now, in the closing laps, you had Ryan Peters really trying hard. You could see him kind of hanging out, and then all of a sudden, it's like he just stepped it up and he started getting real close to you. What was your thought process when you realized that he was closing that gap, and did you do anything different to kind of pick up the pace a little, or?
Yeah, I was just kind of gonna keep running my race until I felt like he was going to get in a striking zone, and then I was probably going to start moving my line around, trying to make it as difficult as possible. And we had 20 to go, and I saw he was about half a second back and he was coming, and I was like, man, I think he might have this one. But luckily we ended up staying out there and staying out front, and yeah, pretty happy with it. It never ended up coming, so I can be pretty happy about that.
Absolutely. Brock, do you have anyone you want to give a big shout out to, a thank you to, or anything like that?
Absolutely. First of all, Kettering University, Kettering Esports, Juicy Spider Studios, Highside Podcast, FMA for putting this on. New car, is super excited about that, so I appreciate them taking a risk on this car. I love it so much, and yeah, you guys up here in the booth, you do a great job.
Very much appreciated, and once again, beautiful job executing out there today. You were one of the cars to watch. Put on one heck of a show every single restart that we had. Brock, I'm gonna let you go celebrate with your team, with your friends and family. Thank you for your time after the race, and are you looking forward to Daytona before I let you go?
Unfortunately, I'm going to be out of town for that race. I can't say I would. I'm not a big super speedway fan, so almost a little bit glad I'm missing it. But yeah, I'm just overall looking forward to this season. I love this car, like I said. So yeah, very excited.
There you go. I appreciate you, good sir. Be safe on your trip. And once again, congratulations on your race win tonight.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Brock Morris, driver of the number 05 here at Richmond Raceway in the Freedom Motorsport Alliance League, FMA for short. I'm David, up here in the booth for Racer Nexus. We appreciate you guys so very much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you guys here next week, same time, different track, same car. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and always do what you can to enjoy every moment you have. Happy Father's Day to those who are a father or going to be a father. For now, we will see you guys next week.